Hi Rakesh, hi Ashish, hi Sanjeev.
Hi.
All right. Good evening. How are you doing? A very, very happy new year to you. We have Manish, David. You guys can switch on your videos. You can say hi. We have Jitendra.
Hi, Dhaval. Very happy New Year to you and to all fellow colleagues.
Hi Dhaval, Happy New Year to you.
Very happy new year. All right. So let me ask you this. How many of you have completed all the modules of the program? Type in me or just unmute yourself and say me. Okay, we have Ashish Bansal saying me. Done the exercise of phase 1 alone, says David. Okay, who else? Okay. You can tell me what you have done, because if you tell me what you have done, I can probably help you understand this better. Because see, these live sessions, I'm going to teach something, and I don't want to teach the same thing that I have already recorded and given to you, right? So it would not help you. I want to teach you more, and then I want to do some coaching and question answers live for you. So is it making sense?
Yes,
Type in MS, type in or just speak yes. So we just have Ashish who has completed everything. So let me ask you this. What have you completed? Put it in the chat box. If you don't want to talk, if you just put what have you completed so far. So I will know. Okay, we'll give it one more minute. Yeah. And we'll have participants continue to join in as this progresses. I know it's first working day of the new year. A lot of people might be just wrapping up their work
Happy New Year
day.
to all of you. Wishing you a super awesome 2023. Hope you keep progressing, compounding in your next year as well, and years to come together. Thank you so much for joining me today evening. Happy New Year to all of you, Niranjan, Hans Kumar. Great to have you inside.
Okay, I have somebody who is already on Vivek's masterclass right now. So who's doing multitasking? Who's that? I know it's a conflict, and a lot of people have told me that okay, Vivek's masterclass is happening at the same time. So you can mute yourself, and multitasking will not help you. You can decide which one to go for. I will be sending out recordings as well. All right. So let me again ask you this now that we have 15 people already. What have you already gone through? Have you gone through the day one part of doing the assessment? Do you really understand how a healthy lifestyle is different than buying a gym membership or buying a diet plan? Type in yes if you have done, type in no if you have not done that, so I know what's happening with you. Ashish has said he's done that. David says he's just done that phase 1. Anybody else? And everybody else, what have you done so far? Come on, guys. Yes, no, don't know. Not yet, was on vacation. No, no, no. Okay, that's fine. If you have not done that, let me tell you, uh, the recordings are not that long. Okay, watch all the videos, says Sunita. Awesome, Sunita. It is less than 90 minutes of all the phases taken together, and then there is some exercise. So it will take about just 60 minutes twice or thrice in a week for you to do that. So if you've not done that, please do that, because otherwise these live sessions will not make much sense to you, right? So having said that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about mindset shifts that you need to make in order to be, successful in your health and fitness journey. So how many of you are ready for that? Type in ready or R in the chat box if you're ready for that. And I'm going to mute everybody so that we don't get a background noise. Ready, says Sunita. Okay, awesome. Ready, Srinivasa Rao. Sanjeev says R. Ready, David, Madhvi. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to, get started with that. Right now, here is the thing. Let me tell you, you can search for an exercise plan, a meal plan. You get it for free. You get it for dime a dozen. It's available either for free or cheaply. But what you will not get is the mindset. How do you think about it? And that's very, very important. And that's the thing that I have used successfully to coach more than 500 people, and I've learned this over 22 years of me working out and being healthy myself, and 5 years of actively training and coaching in health and fitness industry. Okay, so understand this. The first one, which what we call it as vacation or migration. Okay, now I've asked this to more than 1,000 people, and this is what happens. Do you want to go on a vacation versus do you want to go on a migration? Because these are two different things. And when some of you have been already part of the session that I have asked for, and when you say vacation, most people said they're okay to spend 10,000 rupees per day when they go on a vacation. Why? Because they do it once or twice a year. It's a special thing. They have extra budget for it, and they have that money and energy kept aside for that. But when asked the same thing, that do you want to do this daily for the rest of your life, the answer came in no, right? Now here is the thing. Why? Because 10,000 rupees per day, if you do the math, it is 3 lakh rupees per month. And even a lot of people who are earning like 30 lakh rupees, which is not a small salary from Indian standards, uh, say, I can't afford that. It will be very expensive. Now, here is exactly what happens with those 7-day detox, 21-day challenges, fitness retreats, 21-day, meal plan, all of that. What you're doing is you're concentrating only for first few days on that, right? And what happens after that? When the life happens, when you get busy, there is work, kids fall sick, you have to do all of that stuff, you have to travel for work, then you don't have time. And that's where migration is a different ball game altogether. I migrated from Gujarat to Bangalore. When you migrate, you look for long-term solution because it is permanent. You do planning for that. Like if anybody wants to migrate to say Bangalore, they would say which part of Bangalore I want to stay in, right? You just don't say Bangalore. But then, okay, is my office going to be near or my kid's school going to be near from there? It has to be sustainable. Is this rent affordable for me with the budget that I have? Is this migration really going to be fulfilling for me in my life? Right? What is the purpose behind it? And how much money and energy do I need to migrate? Is this making sense? Type in MS in the chat below if this is making sense to you. Right? And I have 10 mindset shifts that I'm going to tell you to really understand. Right? Because when it comes to migration, this is what you're doing, right? You are budgeting, you're planning. But is anybody doing that when it comes to migrating to a healthy life? No. They just say, okay, I need a gym, I need a gym membership, I need a diet plan or a meal plan or something, which is just like, I don't know if it's going to be long term. I don't know if I'm going to like it. It's not my own choice. None of these. And I run out of that time and energy on that, and then I give up. Right? Now, if you want to migrate, you need to know where to migrate. in the day one, I have given you 2 exercises that you can do to really come up with the life that you want to migrate to. One is what we call it as 5 why exercise, which is like, why do you want to make this change? And 2 is called wellness vision. So if you have done 5 why, type in 5 and then W. So I know you've done the 5 whys exercise or 5 why. Just type in the chat box below. If you haven't done that, okay, that's the first thing that you're going to do. Saransh is the only one who said he's done that, right? Because if you don't know why you are doing it, let me tell you, you're not going to do it, right? It would not make much of a sense. David says he did that. Okay, awesome. Okay, so 2 of you have done that. For everybody who is here, you who were on vacation, just like me, Sunita says, I have done that. Now, for people who have done that, can any of you unmute yourself, come out and say, what was the thing that you learned from that 5 why exercise? Did you get deeper understanding of your motivations? What is that you learned? David, Sunita, Saransh, whoever has done that. Can any of you unmute yourself and talk? It's a safe place, guys. We can always talk. You don't have to give more
Yeah.
details, but
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Am I audible?
sure. Yes, David, we can hear you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, when I saw the example which you showed in the slide was very helpful. Being a housewife, why she want to be healthy because she want to connect more with the kid and have the energy. That was very helpful. So that was slightly different because connecting to a kind of different larger picture. So I also try to do in the same way that I just not to fix it to a physical item. I just want to slightly extrapolate to other areas also. That's why I try to do that. And it was very helpful, that example, 5 why.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for sharing that. So here is the thing, guys. If you don't know why you are doing what you're doing, okay, what we call it as motivation is very simple. It's motive behind action. What is your purpose? Why do you want to do it? If it is very fickle, very superficial, the way you're going to do it is superficial. Okay, you will not commit to it. All these things will happen, right? So that's very, very important. Now the second thing is wellness vision. Now it is very similar to 5 whys, but it is a different thing. How many of you have done the wellness vision? Type WV here. Because what wellness vision does that for you is, wellness vision tells you what does ideal life look like for you. Like, do you want to do something temporarily versus permanent? Like for me, when it comes to exercise or movement, for me, weights and going to gym, lifting weights is something that I see as part of my life. I see myself 20 years, I'm 40 right now. I see myself when I'm 60, I will do it. When I'm 80, I will do it. I see myself doing it. At the same time, I don't see myself running 10K every day, any point in time. Now, if I'm going to adopt, 10K running just to, lose weight or do something, I know I'm going to give up because I don't see myself doing it, right? So that's very, very important. And if somebody does not like doing weights, they just lift weight because somebody tells them. Without they having that, they will not do it, right? So you have David who's done that, Saransh who says they've done the wellness vision, because wellness vision is where you create your own vision. You're not following somebody else, you're doing it for your own migration. Does anybody want to talk about how wellness vision was important, or what did they find out when they did the wellness vision? Saransh, do you want to go unmute yourself and share?
I'm not sure if my mic is working well. Am I audible? Because I've
Yes,
purchased a new one.
yes, you are audible. So is that Saransh? Yeah, Saransh, you are
Yes,
audible.
yes.
Go for it.
Yeah, so like I really enjoyed doing both this exercise and it gave certain clarity to my mind. And the good thing is about that in the wellness vision, we have this where I want to see in 1 to 2 years from today. So it is not like, like when I will get old and you need to visualize that. It is just a very near term goal, and that gives me more clarity, like what I need to change today to reach there. So I answered everything in my diary, like I wrote it manually, I mean with pen, and that
Mhm.
actually was kind of more impactful because I'm
Oh,
able to read my handwriting daily, and I think I will be able to achieve those all.
absolutely. So thank you so much for sharing that, Saransh. And you are right. Now, the purpose of Wellness Vision is one to give you an inspiring vision. Like, what do you see as yourself, the best version of yourself? What do you see yourself as? That's number one. Second thing is, once you have that wellness vision, what you got to do is you got to live that every day. Like, this is my life. I want to be, say, for example, I like to go to gym. Whether I gain weight, I lose weight, I build muscles, I don't build muscles, I like doing and lifting weights. So I do that. Somebody likes running, do that. Somebody likes walking, do that. So that is an example of exercise. Like, I want to make sure I rest and recover well. So 8 hours of sleep. I always, every day, I do that. I do 8 hours of sleep. Then I know I have lived a part of my vision. And when I continue to do that, that's what I build my vision, which is my wellness vision. I like playing sports. Yeah, you do that, right? So whatever options that you like, rather than being forced upon you. Are we clear so far? Type in clear in the chat box if you are clear. And if you haven't done these two exercise, guys, let me tell you, nothing else is going to help. Go back and do that, and this is going to give you clarity for life. Okay, now, so that is vacation versus migration. Now, the second thing that I want to talk to you and probably, bring to your attention is having proactive versus what is reactive care. Okay, now reactive care is where anything which is urgent and, you know important is needs to be addressed. So if you look at, the way you look at reactive care is right now. You got diabetes, so now you are reacting to diabetes. You want to reverse that. You got blood pressure, you got high cholesterol, you got heart attack. Now you are reacting, and reactive care is given by doctors. It's a treatment. Okay, and it is a reactive procedure. When you do the reactive one, the damage is already done, right? And sometimes it is irreversible. You're just managing the situation. You are not managing it proactively. Now, the thing is, when you do a cheat meals, okay, like in my coaching, there is nothing called cheat meals. I'll talk about that later. But when you do cheat meals, when you skip your workouts, when you do overeating, when you do overindulgence, that will not create problem for you right now. Like, if you eat something bad today, or junk today, it's not going to give you heart attack right now. If that was happening, then you would have stopped eating that right now. It will create problems later, right? And you can't eat veggies when you get heart attack. That needs accurate acute reactive care then and there. Versus proactive care is delayed gratification. Eating vegetables every single day is going to help you, you know improve your digestion later. Working out today right now is not going to immediately build muscles and strength for you, but it will make sure that you're, much better tomorrow, day after, right? Eating veggies is not going to make you lose weight now. It is going to help you achieve that thing which will not lead you to the problems. So do you understand what is reactive care versus what is proactive, right? Type in proactive if you understood that. Taking care of your health is a proactive measure. It's not a reactive thing. If you don't do things right now, then it becomes reactive. Yeah, is it making sense? Type in MS if this is making sense to you. Because if you have this mindset of reacting to the situation, then you will always be in the reactive mode. But if you have the mindset of being proactive, then you are saying, I don't want to get diabetes. I don't want to get that, right? Thank you so much. Now, the second thing which is related to that is what we call it as your survival instinct. Now, what is that, right? Survival instinct is actually killing you slowly, and this is how your brain works. Now, understand this. When what do we do, or what do we give importance to by default, is what is urgent. Right now, if you're talking to me and your phone rings, you're immediately going to pick up the call and say, okay, what it is. Okay. Why? Because you feel that alert. Okay, this is how a brain is wired, is giving me something to do, and that's where I have to do what is urgent. And we always address things very quickly. Like if you run out of money, you don't have money, you will figure out ways to make money. Okay. But you will not figure out ways to save money when you're making already enough money. If you are having a heart attack or heart issue, all of this, you will run to the doctor, pay 3, 4, 5, 10 lakh rupees to get everything fixed, either for yourself or your loved one. But you will not invest that amount of time, money, and energy in proactive managing your health, right? And your survival instinct is what is making that decision. Right now, you have a choice. What is urgent versus what is important? And urgent always takes a priority. It's an emotional response, it's an automatic response. And whatever is not urgent gets procrastinated. How many of you feel that? Type in been guilty of doing that. Type in me if you've been guilty on that, right? And what is important is something we don't do, right? So thinking is something only humans can do, but it is active. Okay, this is a slow process. It needs time, it needs energy. And doing this as a priority, what is important, if you do what is important now, it reduces the chances of this being urgent. If you have actually understood that time management metrics of urgent important, then you understand this. So all the health issues that either you have today or you're going to get tomorrow, if at all you get, all start as important things which are not urgent. But if they are not prioritized over urgent things, that's where they become urgent later, and you have to do again that reactive care versus proactive. Making sense? Type in MS if this is making sense to you, right? If you're not going to do anything today, it will not have an impact on you today. And that's where overeating or doing anything of that sort does not become a problem, because you're not going to get impacted right now. Because if the impact was happening right now, you wouldn't do that, right? So that survival instinct is killing you slowly. Now, here is the big thing: ownership and choice. Now, when it comes to losing weight, when it comes to improving health, the things that you're looking for, meal plans, some prescriptive diets, some other diets, a push, something which is instructive, it is coming from outside. Your, nutritionist, your dietitian, your trainer gives you a workout or gives you a plan saying that you got to do it, but you don't own it. When you don't do it, you don't feel bad. Okay, it is not your responsibility. You don't take that ownership or responsibility, because it was not your choice. It was given to you. You asked for it. You asked for help, okay, to lose weight or whatever, but you didn't make a choice of actually deciding what to do. And when you don't own it, you actually don't care about it, right? But when you own your actions, if you decide you want to go for a walk and you don't go for a walk, you feel bad about it. You want to improve. You want to make that change, because when you start owning, when the idea is yours, okay, that's where your ego And ego in the right sense, what we call it as ego, is your sense of self, of being yourself, gets attached to it. Your pride, your prestige is attached to it. And when you have decided to do something, you want to make that thing best. You want to improve it. You own it, is your own, and it is part of you now. And you want to hold on to it. When you own your decisions to do or not to do, to eat or not to eat, if it is your decision, you stick with it for longer. How many of you think this is making sense, or a bulb on moment, right? When you decided you wanted to do it, how did you do it? Versus when somebody else told you to do it, how did you do it? Bulb on moment. Yeah. This is what happens. Most people go and get things and just give it up because they don't own it. Now, here is the thing. Understand, you have a choice, okay, to do or not to do. Then why do resolutions fail in 10 days? Because resolutions are always thought about as vacations, David. And we'll do a Q&A as soon as I'm done with it. And I'll answer all the questions, because one, they don't know why. They don't have a vision statement. They don't own the plan. You just decided to go and take a gym membership. Did you actually own the thing of, okay, in the gym, I want to do this. This is what I really feel aligned with. Like, I want to start eating veg. Somebody told you you got to eat so much of vegetables, and you start doing it without really understanding why, what is the best way you can do it, and how do you want to do it. Just because you paid money to somebody for a diet plan, for an exercise plan, doesn't mean you own it. It still doesn't come from yourself. It's just that you thought this is the most effective way, or most famous way, or it's a new thing out there. You paid for it, you got it, but you don't own it, right? And owning comes really by taking ownership. Owning is not possessing. Making sense, David? Yeah, that's what is different. And this is what happens in coaching versus, some diet plan or some meal plan. And that's what I do when I work with my clients. I make them own their decisions. We collaboratively decide what they want to do. It's not me who is forcing my opinion, my things on them. And that's why my clients don't just lose weight, they keep it off, because when they are done with the program, they have owned this new lifestyle. They did not do this because it was forced upon them, right? So having an ownership is very important. And choice, understand this, you always have a choice to do, to not to do little, do more. Having said that, oh, it was not my choice, is not the thing. It's just that you chose something else over this. You chose that, okay, I feel I'm so tired, I don't have energy, so you prioritize your, other things, your work or anything else, over doing something. So you're making choice, whether you're conscious about it or not, but you're always making choice whether to do it or not. Is it clear? Type in clear if this is clear to you, right? When you start owning things, when you make an active choice, that's where you get better results, because you own it, right? Because, for example, if I tell you to do something, and if for some reason it doesn't work, who do you have to blame? Dhaval said, do 10 burpees. I did that, nothing happened. I will not do it. But if you decided to do 10 burpees and nothing happens, then you are like, okay, why is it not working? What can I do better? What did I miss? What was a problem? Did I do it right? Did I do it half? Did I do it at the right way? All that stuff, right? So owning your decisions is a very important thing. Now, once you own the decisions, here is what people, expect: a smooth ride. Now, here is the thing: no matter what it is, you cannot expect a smooth ride. Life will happen, and that is a law of nature. By default, everything decays and falls apart. Okay, life happens. There will be delays, disruptions, and disturbances in this journey of losing weight, keeping it off. Building and sustaining that momentum needs energy, and we need to put that energy, we need to put that effort to make it work. It does not happen on its own. When disruption happens, we need to learn to deal with it, sometimes by slowing down, sometimes by skipping, sometimes by putting up a fight. But roadblocks will be there. It's never going to be a straight line or a line up or a line down. It will always be like this, but we have to learn to deal with it. By default, if you just let things, or if you say, I will go with the flow, what happens with the flow? What happens to the flow of river? It happens, goes to the waterfall. You never go up with the flow, you always go down with the flow. Is it making sense? Type in MS if this is making sense to you, right? Because a lot of people think that, oh, I do it for 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, then it will be smooth ride. Let me tell you this, I've been working out for 22 years. Okay, I'm 40 years right now, and there are times I have to skip workout. There are times I have to have smaller workouts. There are times I have to really prioritize my workout over other things, right? So same with eating, same with everything else. You will have to always put some amount of time and effort to make it work. Yes, making sense? All right. Now, here is the thing. The biggest mistake that people make, David, this would actually help you with the New Year resolution as well. They make too many changes at once. Now, here is the thing. Understand, you, me, all of us have limited time and energy. We cannot be doing too many things at once because there is other things in life. There is 8 hours of work, there are kids, there are parents, there are other responsibilities in life. If you think that for first 10 days, 15 days in New Year resolution, I will do everything, and then I have come to this new healthy lifestyle on my own, no, it's not going to happen. If you make too many changes, you are 98% likely to give up. If you think you're lucky to, enjoy it, but most people are not. So what do we do with that? You got to have a strategy, which is you got to break down all the changes that you got to make. Then you pick one and then you master it. Once you got used to it, you mastered it, this is where now it's become an habit, which is a subconscious behavior. And when a behavior becomes subconscious, it takes less time and less energy. Give you a very simple example, how you learn to drive. Once you learn to drive, now driving does not need same amount of energy and focus from you. It used to when it was first few days of driving, but now you can do it. And then you pick up another habit, another thing that you want to work upon, master it, pick next one. This is how you got to build a strategy. Now, a lot of people think if I break this down, I just focus on one, this would be slow. The answer is absolutely not. It's going to be much faster than any other option out there. Let me tell you why. Because you got to measure the speed not only for the first 10 days, you got to measure the speed at the average of 6 months or more. That what you did and what results you got, are you able to pull it and keep it together for 6 months or more? Because if you're going to give up before 6 months and your results are reversed, you get all the weight back by giving up on everything. It's not a faster process. In fact, it's a regressive process. Is it making sense? Type in MS if this is making sense. Yeah. Thank you so much, David. Anybody else? Everybody else? I see a lot of you are silent, sleeping. If you're silent and sleeping, it's not going to make sense to you. Passive learning doesn't help, right? Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Guys, is this helpful? Are you guys actually learning something? Type in helpful if this is helpful to you, because it would help me help you better. If this is not helpful, I will know. Let me know. It is helpful. Saransh says it is. Yep, it is helpful. David, Sunita, thank you. Rakesh is helpful. Srinivas says helpful. Madhavi, helpful. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. So let's continue. Now we move on to the next one. Building habits versus making random changes. So when you make random changes, you have to think actively. You know, what do I eat for lunch? What do I eat for dinner? What is my meal plan going to look like tomorrow? What is my workout today? What is my workout tomorrow? Figuring out things every time, or avoiding lot of things actively. Oh, I can't eat because this has carbs. I can't do this because this needs more time and energy. And when you need more time and energy, your brain does not have it. You have very limited time and energy every day. And this is why most people, David, again, linking to the New Year resolution, they give up when they get busy. Because see, first 10 days, like I've lived in IT world for 15 days, first 10-15 days, nothing much happens, right? Because another 10-15 days there is Sankranti, Pongal, all this stuff. So till 15th of Jan things are fine. Sometimes, here and there people carry on till February, but second week of February is where everybody gives up on the resolution, right? And this is why a lot of diets, people who are on strict restrictive diets, they give up their diet at dinner time. Why? Because throughout the day they've exhausted all their energy. Then they say at the end of the day, I don't have willpower, motivation, discipline, determination to stick to it. Or people give up on weekends, because throughout the week taking decisions, doing a lot of stuff, home, work, kids, this, that, all this stuff, and they give up on weekends. This is why people give up on their diets on weekend. How many of you think are getting wow that why did you quit your last diet either in the dinner on the weekend, or you got busy? This is where active thinking takes a lot of time, lot of energy, and you will give up. And a lot of people think, oh, I don't have discipline because I'm not able to wake up early in the morning. You're not able to wake up early in the morning, just look at the trend, is because you did not sleep on time and you slept late. That's why you wake up late, right? And being overweight, being obese, or having unhealthy eating does not help with energy. So what's the solution? The solution is, again, building habits. What I talked about, it's subconscious actions and behaviors, which we're not actively thinking, just like driving car. You are driving without thinking about it. After first, 30-40 days, you don't even know which gear your car is in, but you're still driving it in the right way. So a lot of people think it's laziness. It's not laziness, it's energy conservation. Your brain is already at every point trying to conserve your energy. And if it is conserving energy, then it is trying to say, where do I save? Where do I give? Because something is not urgent right now, it will save energy there. As I said earlier, time and energy are limited and finite, and most of the time it is consumed by work in first 12-18 hours of the day. Is it making sense why building habits is important? Type it MS if this is making sense to you. Yeah, David, Srinivas, Sanjeev, right? Awesome. Thank you so much. So now comes the question, what kind of habits? Thank you so much, Madhvi, Sunita. Yeah, if you guys type in the chat, I know you're learning something. It's a feedback to me that tells me that, okay, whatever I'm telling is hitting you, in the right way and you're getting it, right? Awesome. Thank you so much. What kind of habits to build? Now, here is where people always go wrong, and though a lot of people know it, is exercise. So now, rather than putting too many things out there in scientific terms, I'll give you a very simple way we think and perceive exercise. So how many times most regular people do exercise? 5 times a week. And what do they do when they get busy, when they travel, when there are festivals, when there are celebrations, there are parties, there are weekends, or they fall sick? What do they do? Skip exercise. Do you all agree? Type in agree if you all agree. Right? Any of these things happens, we skip exercise. Now, here is the thing. We have limited time and energy to do exercise. Do you guys agree? Type in agree if you agree that you have very limited time in a day and energy to do exercise. Agree? Okay. And if you are somebody who is tracking with those Fitbits and everything, you cannot burn 3,100 calories in 60 minutes of workout session. Do you guys agree that you can't burn 3,100 calories in 60 minutes? Yes. Type in agree if you agree. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes. Now here is the thing. How many times do we eat in a week? 28 times. What do we do when we are busy, when we travel, when there are festivals, celebrations, weekends, etc.? We eat more, we eat more often, we end up eating more junk. Do you guys agree? Type in yes if you agree. Right? Now, and we don't need more time and energy to eat. In fact, that is a bigger problem, right? We can eat anytime, anywhere while we are sitting, doing whatever it is, in the bus, on the plane, in the train, in the taxi, in the car, anytime, any place. And let me tell you the fact. If you guys are already, reading my emails, you know this. I've shared a scientific study that you can eat up to 3,100 calories in a meal. Okay, and you can have more than one meal like this. So what do you think is more important, okay, in terms of building habits? Is it really eating or building healthy eating habits, which is type in healthy eating habits, HEH? Do you guys agree? Then type in HEH, healthy eating habits. Because if you can manage this, the right side of healthy eating, you actually need very less of exercise to burn those calories, because exercise is not burning calories. Exercise has better benefits. It's much good, very good for your health. I'm not saying don't do it. Everybody should do it if they get time, but it doesn't help you to really lose weight and also, improve your health as much as your eating habits can. How many of you understood this for the first time? Type in FT. Why nutrition is important in the simplest terms, not in terms of lot of science. Type in FT. Right? And why do I say, thank you so much. And why do I say healthy eating habits? Is because, again, the way we are eating is very subconscious. Okay. How many of you are eating while you are on your laptop, computer, mobile phone, or watching TV? Type in me. Be honest. Yeah. Okay. So many of you, right? Now here is the thing. Let me give you this example. Okay. How many of you have kids? Manish says not me. Awesome, Manish. Good for you. Thank you. Same pinch. How many of you have kids? Type in me if you have kids. Or at least have seen, some toddlers around if you don't have your own. Right? A lot of you have your own kids. Two says Sunita, I have two as well. Thank you. So here is the thing. what do we do? Especially ladies would know, even men would know, because now even fathers are active parents. What do we do when our kids are too fussy and they don't want to eat, and we want to make them eat? What do we do? Give a mobile and make them eat. Now, David or TV, right? Now, David has put the right thing out there. Now, here is the thing. What are we doing by that? What we are doing is we are making them unconscious, not, or they're taking their conscious away by making them watch TV or mobile or a game or something. So they are now not focused on what we are feeding them. And we can feed whatever we want, how much ever we want, even if they are not hungry. Because let me tell you, kids have a very good understanding of their hunger, their fullness, and their appetite. It's just that we as elders think that nahi bahut patla hai, bahut aisa hai, isko itna khilana chahiye, I have to make him feed, it's time, or he will have this or that problem, or she will have that problem if they don't eat. But they actually understand that well, and they actually do it from birth. From the time they are feeding on the breast milk, they only take how much ever they want. They will not take more. But when we start distracting them, we can feed them. And we are doing the same thing with ourselves. And that's how the habits that are built are subconscious. And nowadays, in the world of IT, we have spoiled people by putting big monitors and TVs even in the cafeterias and canteens. So while eating, we are watching match and football and all that stuff. Or if there are no canteens, you are in a co-working space, people are in their mobile while eating. How does it help? It doesn't, because you're actually having a subconscious behavior. You don't know how hungry you are, what it is, any of that. Is it bulb on moment for you? Right? So this is how subconscious eating habits are actually a problem. You are mindless in either using a negative word of what you're eating, and then you say, oh, overeating ho gaya. You are eating even if you are not hungry, or for whatever reason, right? You end up eating more. So that's the problem. Now, that is what brings us to the other one. Okay, the next mindset of intuitive eating versus meal plans and diet. See, when you do keto, when you do intermittent fasting, or you do 6 meals a day, or you do calorie counting, you are looking at external factors. These factors are telling you what to eat, what not to eat, all of that. Now, here is the thing. How long can you survive on external things or factors to help you? Whereas what you need to really do is understand and build hunger and fullness cues, which we all had, but we lost it over the course of time. So this is what I always say. We are not unhealthy people who are trying to become healthy. We were already healthy. We have become or built unhealthy habits. We just need to shed them and build our habits back. You got to have understanding and the feeling of what is satisfaction versus what is being full, because being full is not what we need to be satisfied. You need to be able to understand, is a need for me to eat, or am I subscribing to some shoulds and wants? Okay, and am I able to prioritize minimally processed fresh foods like veggies, fruits and lean proteins, etc. That is where you're building intuitive eating skills. Making sense? And this is the thing. Intuitive eating is the thing that has changed more lives than any meal plans could ever do, because this can become a habit. A meal plan will never become a habit. How many of you are able to get this? Yeah, type in got it if you're able to get this. This is something you wouldn't have heard or understood because nobody talks about it. Yeah, David, I'll talk more about it for sure. Dixit, dad helped you? Sure. So if here is the thing, what is Dikshit diet? Dikshit diet is intermittent fasting combined with prioritizing minimally processed fresh foods like vegetable, fruits, and lean protein. Right? This is how the concept is. You are restricting yourself to eat 1 or 2 meals a day in a certain period by not having any junk food, any packet food, all of these. If that can become a lifestyle and you're okay with it, that's fine. But here is the thing, it doesn't work for most people because I have to eat a dinner at a office gathering. I might be working in a shift. I may have to, eat something else, and I may want to eat something else. So it's not that you have to give up on processed food or all these things completely, but this is where you can understand that I can eat to satisfaction. I can eat when I'm hungry. I can, eat really healthy and prioritize eating healthy. Now that doesn't mean you have to give up on the other things, right? So that's one. Now coming to the next one, meal plans versus planned meals. So meal plans are again external. They are strict, they are restrictive, there are prescription, or some people say, oh, I'll just go with the flow, I'll eat anything, right? If you are not following anything. Versus planned meals are planned, but planned meals are flexible. It is about prioritizing the nutrient rich food. Doesn't mean you don't eat anything else, and that's the life that me and my clients live. Like, we eat pizzas and burgers and chocolates and sweets, but we prioritize healthy food, and we know how to do that consistently. Planned meals need a system. Okay, how do I prioritize that? How do I make sure that I get enough vegetables and proteins? There is a system. Then there is a structure. Like, how do I eat? If you guys have actually looked at my Facebook feeds or any of these, you look at my tiffin box, it has a very clear structure. I have a tiffin box which has four, what do you say, boxes in it. One has a raw vegetable mixed with salad, one has roti, one has curd. So my protein, my carbs, and my veggies are taken care. And one is a floater box. Sometimes it has veg curry, sometimes it has pulses or dals or things like that. So this is how you need to have a structure. Then you need to have a schedule. Like, we make sure that we buy all the vegetables on the weekend and keep it in a fridge so that we don't run out of vegetables to make salad on a Wednesday morning and say, "Arey yaar, aaj to salad nahi kha payenge," right? Plus, planned meals are designed and decided by you. So I have decided I like this kind of salad and I eat it, and this is what builds consistency. Making sense? Type in MS if this is making sense to you. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to open this up for Q&A last, but very quickly. Now, a lot of you have not gone through the training completely. I would highly recommend you go and do that. So these are the 10 mindset shifts that I was talking about. Now, do you want to get, how many of you want to get into the best shape of your life and stay that way? Type in me if you want to do that. Awesome. How many of you really want me to coach you, help you build these systems, structures, mindset, and things so that you can migrate to this life? Type in help if you want me to really help you. Yeah. So here is the thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing. I will start taking question and answers. And for everybody who said they want help, if you want to apply for a coaching program with me, what you can do is you can go to this link and you know uh, book a session with me. In this session, what we'll do is I'll personally work with you to really understand what are your goals, what are your challenges, and how you can achieve your goals. I'll tell you what needs to be done to achieve your goals. And if we feel that we are right fit to work together, then I will offer a coaching program to you. right? Is it making sense? Right? Because what I do is personal coaching, because migrating from where you are to where you want to go is different for everybody. The pillars are, in place, but the way you customize and do things is very different for everybody. So if you are interested, all you can do is click on this link, book a session with me, get on a call. Let's understand what you want. Do I have a solution? If both of us agree that this is something that you want, then you can decide to, move on and get help from me, which will be a coaching agreement that we get into. With that, I would open it up for Q&A. So if there are any questions, you can put it in the chat box or unmute yourself and I'll help you answer those questions. Madhvi raised hand. Madhvi, you can unmute yourself and ask a question.
Yeah, I am having knee pain. So can I do the exercise with that?
With what, Madhvi?
With knee pain? I am having knee pain.
Uh-huh.
So can I do exercise with that? Because there is restriction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so see, when you have knee pain, see, knee pain is a very generic word. I would really, need to understand what that pain is, right? At what angle, because of what you're getting that pain. And based on that, you have to do a rehab. Okay, if there is an injury or a problem, you have to rehabilitate, strengthen that. And that also, rehab and strengthening is an exercise, but you can't put strain on your knee. It may just make it worse, right? And that needs, like, I need to really understand where the pain is, what's the intensity, all that stuff. And probably I'll still refer you to a physio, because till you are in pain, I won't design an exercise program or recommend an exercise to you. You got to get yourself rehab through a physio or an ortho, and then you can do any kind of exercise. Make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, no worries, my pleasure. Anybody else? Any other questions? Okay, if you have no questions, type in no questions.
Hi, Dhaval. Am I audible?
Yes,
David.
David, you are. Go for it.
Yeah, I just want to know, like, how is your program? Is like, will it be a combination of kind of exercise, diet, and everything together, or it will be like a guidance alone?
Okay, so David, one of the thing is, see, what I do is personal coaching. Okay, that's
Okay.
number one. So it's all personalized for everybody that I work with. It's not like one size fit all cookie cutter thing, because that, as you understand, it's a lot more on your mindset, your lifestyle, what fits you, right? What is that
Okay.
you can do is more important than anything else. So that is number
Okay.
one. Second thing is, my personal coaching program, the foundations are actually built on nutrition. Okay, however, there are areas where I help you do rest, recover well, sleep with some kind of exercise, movement, all of these. But again, it depends upon what do you need to achieve your goals, right? And that's why this consultation and application. So if you apply using this, we get on a call, we talk personally, so that I can understand what exactly you want. If my programs can help you, then I'll tell you, okay, this program can help you achieve your goal. And if you feel yes, that's right, then we can decide to work together. If no, that's fine too. Make sense?
Understood. Thanks.
My pleasure. Sunita, can autoimmune disease may be cured? Okay, so here is the thing, Sunita. Autoimmune disease is a complicated subject. Can it be cured or reversed? Again, it depends upon at what level it has reached. An autoimmune disease is lot more to do with your level of stress. Okay, so can it be done? The answer is possible, yes. Probable, very low. and it again needs to really be at what stage it is, and a lot of variables apply. Does it help answer your question, Sunita? Yep. All right, awesome. So with that, it's 8 p.m. We are on the top of the hour. However, this is not done yet. We have 2 more live sessions coming your way. One on the Wednesday, one on the Thursday, on the Friday, same time, 7 p.m. So before you guys come for the next session, if you haven't gone through the training, please go through it, do the exercises so that you can ask more meaningful questions and you can learn more. So when we talk about next session, I'm going to talk a lot more about the science of exercise and nutrition and how it can help and how it doesn't help, all of these. So with that, thank you so much, wishing you a very happy new year and see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye. My pleasure, David. Thank you, Sunita.